There are three categories of business issues as we have seen already, namely situations, opportunities and problems. Let us now take the category of problems. For doing a proper and good analysis of any problem, the very first step is to define the problem correctly. There are three criteria for correct problem definition. Let us see what they are.
Do we have any ambiguity in defining the problem, or are we very clear what the problem is? Number two is the accuracy of problem definition, meaning it should be based on solid and reliable data. Not only that, it must be backed up by very sharp analysis with a lot of clarity. And lastly, the third criterion is precision, which establishes the boundaries of the problem, what the problem is and what the problem is not. It's very important to define.
What are the implications if you do not define the problem correctly or you do a faulty problem definition? Let us see the implications now. The implications could be with respect to both scope, that is, where exactly the problem is, what areas or what parts of the business system are affected by the problem, and effects, that is, what is the impact of the problem, what is the extent of damage the problem is causing, where all is it causing. Now the implications of this is that by faulty problem definition, we waste a lot of time, money and resources because we are trying to solve the wrong problem. And a solution to the wrong problem may actually start many new problems which may cause more damage to the system. And lastly, the real problem still remains unsolved and will continue to cause damage in various parts of the business system. Now, how to avoid this? How to avoid the faulty problem definition and ensure that we define the problem correctly? This is done by asking two critical questions. Question number one is what the problem is and what the problem is not. The second critical question is what is the effect or impact of the problem, what areas are affected, when and where. So these two questions, answers to these two questions actually set the problem boundaries. They exactly define the problem in a correct manner.
The step two is we have to define the objectives of solving the problem. Why should we solve this problem? That's the first question. The second question is, what is the solution to the problem really worth? Suppose we solve the problem, what happens? What are the rewards for solving the problem? And the corollary of that question is, what will happen if you do not solve the problem? What is the penalty? And the fourth question is, how much time do we have to solve the problem? And of course, time, effort, energy, cost, all that is included in that question. Let's go to step 3.